if you want to see how you appear, ama Sertaç görünmüyor burada. Benim ekranımdan gözükmüyor. Bir şekilde benim ekranım, görüntü dondu. Neyse yani.
Belki ideal koşullardan vazgeçmemiz gerekebilir şu an.
Okay, can you hear us? Can anyone in the Zoom hear us, arkadaşlar?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
We can
Okay.
hear you.
You cannot see my. Can you see our screen share?
Yes.
Can you see the shared screen? Arkadaşlar, Zoom'dan
hocam.
katılanlar
Evet
görüyor
hocam.
mu ekranımızdaki sunumu? Tamam,
Yes hocam.
şimdi Sertaç'a döndüreceğiz. Senin bilgisayarı oradan görecekler Sertaç'ı. Yani burada
Onlar sınıfı görmemiş olacak.
Sınıfı görmemiş olacaklar. Zaten
Daha
yani
kayıt yok.
anlatmaya çalıştığım şey buydu arkadaşlar. Hani hibrit yürütmek gerçekten çok zor. Hepinizi buraya bekliyoruz.
Mesela ben böyle bir sunumu yapmam. Şimdi, maalesef 2 kamera, 2 ekran olmaz.
Şöylesini oturtacağız mecburen. Bir de
Yok
ayakta
hocam
mı?
ayakta. Evet ayakta da şey.
Ayakta tamam.
Tamam, o zaman şöyle yapalım. Şöyle birinci slayta getir. Fark etmez. Oraya başta onlar görsün diyorsanız. Ama çok karanlık görüyorlar. Ben dahi kendim görüyorum. Okay. Başta kısa bir tanıtım yapayım mı? Commercial.
Yes.
2 dakika reklam da yapacağım. Hello, my name is Sertaç Ersayın. Those were the years I have got my Bachelor of ID 1988, 35 years ago. Here from this building, from the Faculty of Architecture ID. And I have joined Koç Group in next following 6 months within the graduation from my university, METU. I joined the Koç Group as an industrial designer at the engineering department of Arçelik, Demirdöküm, Beko, Aygaz, and Altus organization. I was the only industrial designer at that time, and probably it was the first time being at an engineering department as a designer. So my story has been started at that time, probably the 2nd of April in 1989. So the story went on nearly 21 years. I set up the industrial design department in 1995 as a managerial level. I became the industrial design manager at that time, and it was the very important leverage for the company because being an industrial designer at an engineering department and at the transition from engineering department to set up a totally new department under the umbrella of industrial design was quite important for those years. Why? Because there was a department of engineering, there was a department of quality, process, R&D, marketing. Product is totally new initiative for the first 10 years of 90s. So industrial design became took the position of the heart of all the product development cycles in the operations. In these years, we have made an investment nearly more than $12 million to be able to set up the simultaneous engineering and design process. I'm talking about the mid of 90s, please pay attention, to be able to develop the product and design in a shortened time period. For example, if you make let's say an iron design project, mid of 90s, we will give more or less 2 years time credit from idea till the end product to be able to develop from zero to the end product. We should give at least 24 months to be able to design it. Now it's totally different. And the cost of hiring a designer or outsourcing of a design business at mid of 90s was more or less $120,000 something. Imagine, could you charge that amount for a design in an iron for the moment? No. Because it's more or less became a kind of an entity which could be designed much more easily, getting the help of the know-hows from the technologies or optimization from the process, or you can outsource all this business area to the design studio, to the manufacturing, especially in China. So you cannot wait for another version, another 2 years, because the competition is high. And the end of 90s were the years of a new terminology. It was management of a product. Till that time, domination of the technology was very, very, very strong, because the design and technology relationships were managed probably under the umbrella of the process management. It was totally linked to technology. The main and major change is to engage the design issue at the end of the 90s to marketing. So it means a little bit more than marketing. It's the product vision. Behind the product, it's the end user and the customer. So the late 90s and early 20s, we can say the design initiatives and the design cycles at the large organizations has been a little bit changed and transferred from the technology-based initiatives to the marketing, to the end users perspective. Then, so I was the design manager at that time, and early 20s, I started to report to direct the CEO as an industrial design manager. And also I have direct access to the chief marketing officer. Yes. It was a little bit different for those years for all the group of Koç. I was a member of the durable goods management of the Koç holdings. Now there was a huge change for me. I have been transferred from the durable goods to the construction groups. Construction groups means the product category. Maybe you can see a lot of products in the category of all these families, such as radiators, heaters, combi boilers, storage waters, heaters, instant heaters, all the products related to the construction. So I have gotten another offer from the Koç family and Koç group. I was very involved in parallel to the design on the strategies in the group, because I have learned very tricky issues when I was first time joined the ICSID Congress in mid of 90s, 1995 in Taipei. I have seen that design is totally different than what I know in person. But it's not what I have learned. What I'm doing at the company is totally based on strategy for tomorrow's, not for today's. So I have spent nearly 1 month in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Thailand at that time. So after I came back to the group of company, I was reporting to the CEO at that time. I have written a report on the design and strategy and policy issues. What I have learned from Taipei in 1995, Minister of Economy, he was holding all the meeting for all 4 days. He was there for all days, and he hasn't left from the meeting. And the defending of the Taiwan at that time, and they were saying, hey, this is the time or right time that we appreciate globally all the IP rights globally. And from this time, the coming futures, we're going to place this saying, designed in Taiwan, made in Taiwan issue. Today is 2023. When you double check the markets of made in China products, you see that Taiwanese products are more or less 20% more charge. The more charge has been managed by them when you compare the made in China products, because design became very hot issue for them. So starting from that day, I have very strongly engaged to the Taiwan. So I tried to project it to this new vision to my group of companies. So I have also involved for a lot of issues on also strategy based decisions. And in parallel to all of these activities, also I'm saying me sometimes, because I did it. I brought this idea to the initiative, and we have invited a lot of designers from Turkey, also from the globally, and we were actually more than 9 to 10 and 11 people out of designing only the product. We also merged in designing of the after-sale services for the export markets, the retail process, and also the in the usage scenarios of the product and product portfolios, and from the new ideas to new products, the evaluation process of the new ideas, whether we can make it or not. We place the design at the early stage of all these strategies. So then it made me a lot of involved for also strategy issues. I got an offer from the group to be able to, whether they asked me whether I could manage the initiative in Hong Kong, in China, because we merged a company in China, and the core business of organizations were manufacturing household products, kind of mixers, blenders, kettles, whatever you imagine at the kitchen and kitchenware products. Normally I said yes, but I told them, hey, give me one or a couple of days more to think more about it. Because starting from the mid of 90s, I'm very involved for Far East, and I have been visiting and cooperating, and I have a little bit admired what they are doing. And I joined the group and started to my new business as a head of the organization, also on the design and innovation process in Dongguan, a couple of hours away from Shenzhen. And also our marketing team and marketing company were in Hong Kong. As a designer, when I sit at the top of the table, all the people are around me for the moment. R&D, process, purchasing, quality, sale, after-sale services, brand management, what else? Transportation, logistics. As a designer, I'm here. And I have seen that how we are very strong all over all these processes. Once I started this position in Hong Kong and China, I started to join. I made a decision to join. It's not the decision of me. A group of coach identified them 35 people in the group of companies for the futures leaders. And I joined the also MBA program at Koç University. It was a very good opportunity for me. Why? Because as a designers, whatever we are making decisions and whatever we are proposing to do for the large scale or small scale companies, there are some more stakeholders, also decisions makers. Who are they? They are coming from marketing, R&D, processing, sale, or your stakeholders in the global markets, wherever they are in, and also the brand. Brand is a very hot topic at that time for China, for Turkey, for everywhere. So we should know more about the marketing and the international business, in addition to all our informations of design and design background experiences, to negotiate with them. Otherwise, it's 100% guarantee you can be under manipulations. Manipulations is not only a negative sense, it's also a good sense, because their main target and their main arguments are totally different than you. All we are defending the humans and the markets, but what they are defending is the market itself. It's the value, it's the asset, it's the profit. This is probably a friendly bottleneck, let's say, between us. So whatever we are designing, you should ask a lot of questions on all of this. For whom I'm designing, for whom I'm manufacturing, what will be happen? I'm doing great, but the balance of the pricing, balance of the placement of the product and product categories are totally maybe different than what we expect. So I made this. And after 4.5 years, I left from the group of the companies because it was the bumping of the market of China and also in Turkey at that time. So I need to make a decision whether I'm going to be there or whether I'm going to be in Turkey. I came back. I set up my own small consultant office, and one of my very important brands were Kale at the time, and Kale were under the rebuilding of the old group of companies, and they were merging the bathroom, furniture, ceramics and tiles, and a group of groups under the certain brand name of Kale. So I have joined as a chief design officer to the Kale group. So I got another position at the board. So design is, this is the second time. This is the third time for me. My first experience of the first 10 years of at Koç Group at Demir Döküm was as an industrial designer. I set up the industrial design division, and we set up this division as one of the decision makers in the strategic level of the companies. Second one is the having a position at the top of the company, group of companies. Third one is the having another position at the board. So this is my way of thinking and how I'm proposing design to the initiatives. Design should be at the early stage of all the strategic positions. Why? Companies are making some investments on the process, machineries. Their manufacturing capabilities are identifying what we can do, because the limitations at the manufacturing plants are saying something to us. Hey, do this one, but don't do this one. So, something like that. Because there are two ways. When we are developing our ideas, we need the technology to make them real. How we are going to make those our ideas real? So it's related to the technology what we have. Whether we have the latest one or the capabilities of them are fine for us or not. So we should also know more about the technology and the process, new materials, in addition to the marketing, product, and the assets behind the product portfolios, which are approved or not approved by the end users and customers, and also distribution channel between them. So these are the quick story of me, and I joined the Kale Group. I stayed there again nearly 5 years, and during this time period was very amazing for me. Since this topic of this course is the design management, I think if I'm not wrong, 2012 I got the Design Management Europe Award from the Design Academy of Eindhoven, and I went to Portugal to have it. Me and my team were the finalists against Nivea in Germany. So between all these comparisons at the large-scale companies, they got the award, and we just followed them. But it was a very good opportunity for us. And from the graduation time to here, I never hesitated to be involved, having some responsibilities at the NGOs. And I also advise for you, I encourage all of you to have this responsibility wherever you are involved, wherever you are living in, do this. Why? Gülay was one of the founders of ETMK. I was last year's student. A couple of times I was witnessed. I have a picture, I think, from that meeting. Yeah, it's a famous one because there wasn't any digital solutions at the time. Yeah. So what I learned, I will tell something as a briefly, then we will jump into the details together here. What I have learned from all this expertise is the design is 100% related to humans. So the behaviors of humans, their dreams, expectations, totally are different. And what I will observe from them, it's also related to what we have experienced with them. It is given to you by some surveys, by some research, via the other departments, marketing, sales, and others, product management departments. and you just get the reports and you just learn from them. Wherever you are involved in the cross-disciplinaries and the cross-business areas, you learn a lot and you get some benefits to your table. You can bring all those information to your table to evaluate, to say something. It's the inner sense, it's the by heart, whatever it is. It's not be placed at the, it's not be shared at the Excel table because it's not a numeric. It's totally, how do I can initiative, sezgisel zeka, how do you say it? Intuitive. Sezgisel zeka still is a very strong against the digitalization, then we can talk more about it. So it's a journey. I'm not going to go into, I have noticed that a lot of things to talk more about it, but the having responsibilities in parallel to all of these NGOs and having a first visit to exit starting from the mid of the 90s, I always try to follow up all these exits and WDO's meetings and what's happenings are. For example, I can give you another example. It was 1991. I got a date with the Design Council London, and I made a personal visit to Design Council at High Market in London. I was also one of the columnists at the Arrêtement Decoration. I was writing, and I was very inspired. And I again said to myself, strategy is a very critical issue in addition to all of these facilities. What is strategy? Let's discuss later. So I'm also representing World Design Organization. This is my second term. World Design Organization based in Montreal and nearly 66 or 67 years old. I will be saying and sharing more information about the exit at early stage afterwards. The main motto of the organization is not a designing for a beautiful products. We're not talking about at initial stage, the beauty of the products. But we were at all times. It's now one of the priorities when you start to design product and product portfolios. It's also one of them. I mean, it's something like that at the early stage of the early period of the 90s. We were talking about the quality of the products, but we never talk more about the quality of the products now because it's already done. It's there. It's already there. So we're talking about the designing for a better world. We're talking about a better world. We're talking about the world. Why? Our international, by the way, METU is I think the oldest member of Exit. This is the oldest.
Since 1981.
1981. And globally, we have nearly now 200 plus members. In Turkey, we have, I think 17 now became. I'll come back to part later. ETMK is also one of the members. So WDO is an international network of design-led organizations and institutions with a vision to design for a better world. So who are the institutions behind the WDO? Companies, promotional organizations, the NGOs, cities. So you will see some pillars, then we will be also talking about this, why we are so much focusing on all these topics. I think I have mentioned all this, and I forgot to say also educational member pillar. And WDO is also a consultative status of UN, United Nations. We have an agreement with them to defend all those SDGs and rights. This is our team for the moment. Pier Paolo is the professor of the head of the National Design Department of Torino Politecnico. Chile is the managing director of Taiwan Design and Research Council. Lilian is a professor in Mexico. Anne is the vice president of Dassault Systems, and she's also the ex-chief design officer of Citroën and Peugeot and Ford Detroit. Thomas is the professor of Carleton University in Ottawa, head of the ID. And David is the VP of Oregon Tools, and he was the head of the Tupperware Global Design as a vice president till last year. Bertrand is the managing director of World Design Organization based in Montreal. Makiko is the general director of Good Design Japan, GMARC. It's one of the very important brands. Louis is the representative of Valencia World Design Capital project in Spain. Megan is the UX manager at Delta. She's very young, and she has been also representing young designers circle projects. She has an experience before Delta in Ford and also IBM UX. And Pradi is the former managing director of Federation of India. So the main topic behind all this picture is the experience and the diversity. I'm bringing the integrations or the creations between the design, economy, sociocultural, and environmental quality of life. This is also what we have also learned from WDO in the years, and what we are also holding in our main agenda in person. So our design agenda is in line with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. From the 17 SDGs, you can see 7 or 8. I think it was 7. It was 8 actually.
On page 7, they added education.
It is added later. It was already 7. It was already 7. And so the mission is so clear as the international voice for industrial design. We advocate, promote, and share knowledge of industrial design-driven innovation that has the power to contribute to create a better world. So another terminology, better world, is here. I'm trying. There should be a movie here. It does work. Okay. It was very good. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no. It will.
Oh, to a different place, with different problems, different challenges. How the industrial world gave rise to social and economic progress, and urbanization changed patterns of consumption and fueled market globalization. Industrial design revolutionized consumer goods that became a symbol of modern progress. People everywhere looked for more desirable products. Overconsumption has contributed to issues such as pollution, traffic congestion, use of our natural resources, climate change, growing water shortages, as well as poor healthcare and sanitation. By 2050, more than 9.6 billion people will share our planet, creating even more cities and more demand for our breakfast and resources. Just as our world has changed, so has the world. And is now generating passion, quality, creativity, solve problems, and improve people's quality of life. Industrial design, one of the big way of looking at our effective way of being not achieved. But the reality is there's the potential to unlock international initiatives. Design capital, design impact applies into the world industrial design care, and our work design partner program are already in place to showcase the problem-solving potential of the site. By aligning our strengths, we can take away from for our team. We can make design look Recommend the industrial design in the future is right. Time now to put human needs above consumer demands and elevate design as a catalyst for positive change. Take industrial design to the next level and design a better world.
We all designers are now nowadays becoming a very natural ambassadors of circular economy, reusage of the old materials, or the life journey of the product portfolios, because we are one of the key persons in the design and development cycles and proposing some solutions to the manufacturers, to the decision makers. If we can manage all these potentially bottlenecks, which are coming up from the, let's say, usage of the wrong material, or directing all the organizations to a wrong, under the wrong methodology of the, or under the wrong decisions of the manufacturing skills, whatever they are. I mean, so if you could judge, or if you could make some decisions at this early stage, we cannot bring it to the table. This is very easy. If we can keep all these tricky and critical issues at our judgment, at our inner stage, then it makes a sense. So this is one of them. I'll be going into the details because I have a lot of slides. I don't know whether we can see it or all of them or not, but because of all these reasons, under the umbrella of the WTO, there are a lot of programs which are already started, maybe some are 20 years ago. For example, World Design Impact Prize. I think we have one more slide on this. It's given to the social responsibility of the products and product portfolios globally. It has been judged because of the impacts of the proposed solutions to the global network. So what is that? It's related to your solution or your proposal, but the first criteria is to evaluate the impact of the product within the community and within the area where you are in, even it's in Asia or even it's in India or wherever it is. The impact is not actually not the criteria that we are talking about mostly in our daily conversations or daily strategical decisions, but the global companies started to keep these issues at their agendas. Why? These are I'm also talking about the magic R's, you know, reuse, repair, and the many others behind this, and also the circular economies. Most of the very well-known companies and brands started to manage their all buying, all manufacturing, all usage of materials and the laboratories under this perspective. And the outsourced businesses also are managed by them. If you are a small SMEs and outsourcing some technical solutions or material-based, technology-based, the main decision makers, the main large-scale companies, it means that you are going to be judged, not only the pricing part, you're going to be judged also on this perspective, whether you are in this process or not. So it's becoming very hard. World Design Corporate Circles, we invite the invite the decision makers from the global business worlds, and most of them are becoming the very cross-disciplinary people. For example, one is from automotive, second one is from consumer electronics, third is furniture, something like that. So cross-disciplinaries come back to a table and to discuss maybe today's and tomorrow's. The topic is designed according to with the expectations of them. The assemblies has been organized in last every 2 years. The last one I was thinking, when was it? Because of the pandemic, it was nearly 4 or 5 years ago in person. This year will be in Tokyo, end of October, 29th of October. The assembly means that all the members are gathering together at a huge hall, and the education conferences, the main topics, global speakers at the end of the second day, and the new board are also elected by the participants in person or digitally, and so new managements are becoming clear. Impact Prize and World Design Talks. We do have a program on this. Actually, it's already has been done in Izmir, Mexico City, and in many other cities globally. The local problems are identified by the participants, and that topic has been discussed by the participants again to be able to find a proposal as solutions to if there's a municipalities, delegations to them or to the communities. The Istanbul was the traffic problems or yeah, traffic contingency. It's everywhere, and the World Design Capital is very well known. It is the known the top brand of the group of the World Design Organization. This year is Valencia, and starting from the next year, it's becoming the Tiguan and San Diego. I will give much more information regarding all this. I started a little bit early to share. So the Design Impact Prize is related to the impact of the design and the impact on the quality of life and quality of the environment, as I said. A lot of projects and products. I'm not going to go into details. And World Industrial Design Day, end of June. Have you celebrated last year? What have you done? Yeah, what? Story, okay. What else? Okay. Do you know this year's topic? Okay, you have a credit. Google and tell me. Okay. Please tell me what. This is the date of International Council of Societies of Industrial Designers, ICSET's the foundation date, when it is set up and when it's founded. It's the end of the June, 29th of June. So it's celebrated every year in 24 hours time zone. Have you found this year's topic? No. Or maybe we haven't announced, maybe, right? No, we have announced. I know, because I just want all you guys to. And last year, we have celebrated globally in 24 hours. It was 24 hours live. I mean, a lot of speakers, a lot of countries, a lot of attendees, and a lot of members. We were also there. We were also one of the speakers there. And it was a very nice to do it globally, because it's a good leverage to also to promote the design in your area, in local areas, and in international level of understanding. And you could also, I mean, hear the voices of the mediums, the other, I mean, decision makers globally, because it's sometimes there are some slight changes, the voices typology, voices contents, change, but the main topic is based on very environment and very humanistic understanding. So, yes. This year's topic is the future we want. So design is, we set up the relation of design to the ecosystem, communities, social innovation, a lot of arguments. Now it's totally related to the tomorrow, but it's related to what we want. So bring your wishes to the table. Interdesign is another program. It's a 2 years program to bring a solutions on this certain problem which is defined by the local people. And I'm trying to be a little bit in quick. And World Design Talks, we have talk, assembly. I'm not going to repeat it. World Design Capital. So I will, we will be talking much more about this. The first one was Torino. The following one is Seoul, Cape Town, Tokyo, Valencia, Taipei, Lille, and next year is the San Diego and Tijuana. It's very interesting to say this. Why? Because Tijuana is in Mexico, San Diego is in USA. Both of those cities are the border cities, and it is said that daily base, I don't want to be in wrong to say the numbers, but there's a huge number, thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are passing for both borders, from USA part to Mexico, from Mexico to USA part. So this was the first time to identify both those cities under a certain umbrella of the World Design Capital. So this idea brought all those two mayors to the same table to develop a certain program regarding on the World Design Capital program for 4 years. So we will see a lot of programs which are managed under the two different mayors, but under one certain umbrella. Have you ever Googled, for example, World Design Capital Valencia webpage? Please do it. Every city becoming having a title of the World Design Capital project, the reason why they have selected is they already should have and should share the 4 years plan on design and innovation in the social platforms, communities in the city, regarding the education, regarding everything. So it is a very good booklet which gives information about their 4 years plan. Please double check their webpage. A lot of projects you will see. And as a student, as a young designer, you have very nice opportunities to have some positions at this exhibitions or maybe the co-works and any other proposals. Please double check. Even hackathons and a lot of things. As a being industrial designer student of METU, METU gives this opportunity to you because of English, because of openness, because of, to be able to understand more globalism regarding on the design and innovation issues. Please use this opportunity, please. So I'm not going to go repeat all this to save some time. For example, this was the World Design Capital project announced in South Africa. It's announced in Assembly, their National Assembly. It was so important for them. So we can maybe talk more about the design and policy issues. Is it the right time to discuss or not? Maybe end of the presentation. Let's keep on talking if you have time. Even it's open to the friends in Zoom hall. And whatever you are willing to ask, please tell me. Don't postpone them if there is any question. This is the Calavatra Valencia World Design Challenge. I would like to talk more about the World Design challenges. World Design challenges is open to all the communities globally. Once we have witnessed with the problem of the COVID pandemic, the following in next 3 weeks, we have announced another program or design challenge on the COVID-19. But in that sense, I would love to also share also what we have done at ETMK. Following the first week we were 2 weeks earlier than WDO, we announced the COVID-19 groups and inviting all the students and the potential stakeholders to design communities to discuss together, to identify the needs, to be able to develop some proposals to bring some solutions to the communities. So it worked also perfectly. I can also jump in later, but WDO's design challenges programs. There were more than 5,000 entries. I was leading the Asia Pacific teams at this time, and we have finished the program with the collaboration of more than 1,000 people, 1,100 something. I have witnessed and I have seen something to share to you. I have seen how we are very strong when we cooperate with the code writers, when we collaborate with the code writers and the guys from the computer science and also UX people. And I have also witnessed and seen that they are very strong if they cooperate with us. It was really very good experience for me because I have cooperated with a lot of people globally and a lot of researchers also. IBM was one of the main supporters of the program, WDO and Design for America. So IBM's global offices and UX researchers were one of the stakeholders in every project holders. It was a very good. The results of the solutions and all the proposals are shared at the IBM Global's webpage. It's still open. You can double check what we have done because it was a very open source study to give all these potentially good solutions to the communities to share them. The other one is the WDO ISS International Space Satellite. There was a project on designing an incubation center at space and also orbital university. I again jumped in this project and was part of this project. And with the ISS, it was a very niche project to be able to be involved in. So we didn't have thousands, but we only have 100 people. And the astronauts from the satellites, they have joined, and the people, space shuttle system, then it was a very good opportunity to be able to understand tomorrow's design for future. Because they have been planning to set up an university at the space and also business incubation center, how it works. So as a designers, we are bringing our ideas, but as a technicals from the space, they are saying something to us. So no gravity, all are total change. So it was a 3-month project. So I'm not going to go into details. Yes, I have noticed that we have some limited times. Also, the World Packaging Organizations, we made an agreement strategically with them. We organized to talk more about the sustainability of the packaging industry because it's very important. The consumption skills and the consumption ratio of the packaging has been went up maybe more than 12 times during the pandemic times. So what can we do together? They do have their own expertise. We do have our own expertise. It was a very open call, and the results were also shared. Young Designers Circle, I encourage you to apply. It's going to be announced soon, very soon. It is open to any designer and any design student under 30 years old. All you are very good candidates for this. What we are proposing them, there's a special and different committee for this. This committee is judging and identifying the winners, and those winners, let's say 20 people. So the diversity is very important behind all this community. The mentorship, inviting them to global meetings, proposing them to some seats at the international projects, co-works, a lot of programs. It's very aggressive. Megan is operating and managing these operations from the board. So for the last circle, there are people from the 15 different countries and 21 designers under 30. I encourage you to apply. Please double check, take all these notes. It's all are listed at WDO. Please Google, do not hesitate to make it. You can do it, do it. It was 7 for me. It started after the pandemic days. The digital e-learning platforms, the digital platforms, it became one of the hot topics. All those SDGs are valid till 2030s. UN will identify a new SDGs. Nobody knows that, whether they will be all the same or totally different. Probably some of them will be still valid at 2030s. So you are representing your generation, and probably you're going to be in very focused on all these new upcoming SDGs and also the existing one, because you are catching both all those. What are they? The well-being, sanitation, clean energy, innovation and infrastructure, industry, sustainable cities, responsible consumption and production, and the partnerships for the goals. There is a little bit strange issue. The responsible production, responsible consumption. I mean, we have been designing very smart products and very innovative products and solutions to sell more. Am I correct? To sell more, yes. But there is a shift now. It's not to sell more. It is to plan a long life journey together with them, with more. Yeah. Thank you. So there is a new hot topic for us. It's the planning of the life journey of the product. So once we started to plan to design something from idea or from the existing product portfolio, whatever they are, we should plan the life journey of the product. What will happen after when, as an end user, I replace the product I have with the new one? This should be, it's the material, technology, life plan, the impacts of the design, ecosystem, whatever they are. I don't know, it's totally related to which product categories you are in. Please keep it in your mindset. Whoever are planning to go abroad, you will see at the first day, most of the people are having a very good negotiations and discussions on all these hot topics. Turkey is also. So I'm not, maybe you have already explained, I'm not going to go into details, but please keep it in your mind. All the 70s. Maybe we do have our, in addition, 10s, I don't know, it's up to wherever we are, but it's very critical. The other one is also probably the next ones for the 2030s, urbanization and immigration will be very well hot topics of the problem again, and the being hunger is another problem. And this is the one I have identified from the action plan. When I was double checking all these reports, I have seen that there's a still very long way to walk on this way. Only 12% of all these materials consumptions are to be reused. It's nothing for the moment. It's not nothing. Many products cannot be reused, repaired, or recycled. They are manufactured only for one single usage scenarios. So the plan, this is very summary of long reports. It says something very simple. Keep it in your mind. What is it? The plan says the objectives in product design, production, and consumption. Whatever we can make, we should make on all these three different phases. So as a designers, we're already having some impacts on all these facilities. Some are very strong, some are less, maybe. It's again related to where we are in and where we are working for. But yeah, so in 2050s, you know, nearly 10 billion populations they are saying, 9.6 something. Most of them will be living in the huge, unscalable cities. It's the another problem in organization. So this objectives in product design, production, and consumption could prevent all those potentially bottlenecks. Starting from the 12%, we should make it much more high. And there will be very new hot topics that we don't know and we don't discuss for the moment. It's also valid for your generations. This will be in front of us. Please try to follow up as a designer, also UN reports on urbanization, on immigration, on the upcoming generations and the plans of 2050s. It's totally, it says totally different plan. For example, I give you one number. It is said that according to the one reports of the UNs, there will be, they identified the three countries which are going to have the most of the global immigrants. Turkey is one of them. And it is said that in next 35 to 40 years, and I'm feeling it will be happen earlier than all those years, in Turkey, there will be more than 35 million immigrants only from India. Strange, but correct. It's because of the climatization and the problem of being in hunger. This climatization problem is very strong problem. Turkey's the climate status is still, and just please try, if you are traveling in the country, you see that most of the countries are not even anybody who was living in there in the central Anatolia especially. So it is the very problematic potentially problem for the government, for the people who are living in this country, for the researchers, for the academic life, for the companies, everything. So it means that it's another diversity of the culture. So you're going to face with this problem, even if it is 35 million, even if it is 45, or even if it is 15. I will come up this magic triangle. Probably you know it already. From operational to strategical transaction, the design, meaning of design, and the operating of design, and having and using the leverage of design in the organizations. If you don't have any place in organizations and you're just trying to solve your problem coming up from the manufacturing, coming up from the market, if you don't have any managerial skills, we say it's very operational. If you set up this managerial level with the management of all these phases, within that part, you can judge, you can plan, you can try to fortune, you do have your own budget. I mean, there's a manager, he's trying to understand the expectations from the other departments. I'm a little bit giving much more information, especially for large-scale companies, but it's also valid for small-scale companies, SMEs. Even you don't have a lot of people in the departments, but you have some people or person who's responsible for this business area. If you don't ask him or her, it doesn't work. So the difference from the operational and strategic level, I have something to share with you. What is this? It is this one. If you are trying to develop your own product, your own unique proposals and solutions, you should be involved in a strategical understanding, strategical management of, strategical management process of, or whatever they are. You should have a responsibility from that phase. So it means ODM means original design manufacturing. OEM means original equipment manufacturing. OEM means somebody who are having the rights of the design and patents, IPs. IP means intellectual property rights, fikri haklar. They could bring their own unique solutions to you as a manufacturer and say, hey, can you manufacture all of this to me? With that number, with that quality, with that technology, with my acceptance. You manufacture all those products, but the product categories, benefits are not belong to you. They pay to you and you make it. Could you give me some examples at the OEM business, for example, in Turkey? Just tell me some examples. We do have a lot. You are manufacturing for somebody's, not for you.
For example,
that's a good one because Vestel is really one of the best. By the way, being in OEM or being in ODM is not the way to compare to each other. I mean, we're not going to compare to each other. Why? Both of them, all of them are a business skill. It's the preference. If you are in OEM, do it in your best perspective and make it better. Vestel is really one of the good ones in that business area. Yeah, they've been manufacturing for sourcing a lot of global brands, which the brands then not belong to it, but they do.
All products of Toshiba.
Toshiba. Yeah, Toshiba and also a lot of brands. We are now in live. I don't want to make a, but I have some couple of brands, and it's open to stock exchange. Borsaya açık. If you check the numbers, you see that. If I'm not wrong, this is just a sharing the knowledge. 15% of the revenues of Vestel comes up from only the Vestel brand. The 85% is coming up from the OEM business. So it's unbelievably a balance. I don't want to say unbalanced, but they are doing great. They are making huge budget. They are really very well known globally. That's a good business. Compliments to, congratulations to Vestel. There's also another one, ODM. When you say OEM, Vestel, then we start to remember Arçelik. Arçelik, Beko, Grundig, all more than 10 brands are related to all ODM. Arçelik never manufactures in OEM business. So Arçelik's all product portfolios are for their own brands. They merged a lot of global brands from South Africa, from Indonesia, from India, from everywhere. Not to repeat all of them. So we do have a very good two examples on leading. One is the leader of the ODM, one is the leader of the OEM. But if you forget the Arçelik and Beko a little bit. Yeah, I mean, Arçelik and Vestel. For example, a lot of furniture companies we have. Or a lot of glassware companies. Yeah. They are manufactured for their own brand, also for the main competitors. Textile business. When you go to Zara, when you go to, what else? H&M, when you go to Marks and Spencer, most of the, or let's say not the most, maybe, but let's say some of the products are made in Turkey. They are the OEM companies. Home textile and fashion industries are very eager to make a production under their main own brand. Who are there? Most of them are from the Europe and Western Europe and from the USA. OEM. Who is leading ODM? Let's say. Let's find a way. Very, let's say, acceptable. I'm not going to say the cheap level, but let's say that level. LCY2K. LCY2K is an ODM company because group of company owns this brand. Am I correct? Yes. They already years and years ago merged this brand from France to Turkey. It's a Turkish brand. Please go to LCY2K, check the stickers, what you see, made in Vietnam, made in Cambodia, made in China, made in Turkey, yes. That's it. Because why they are outsourcing this business to Far East? Because they pay less to have it. It's a capitalism. It's a global, one of the, I mean, not the asset, but it's the result of the capitalism and globalism. The main industry always are willing to pay less and having more quality in time, on time. And because when we talk about, let's say, LCY2K, it's not the industrial design part of the business, but it's a very good example for all industry. Millions of billions you order, millions of you pay. So you always look for the very right and good partner to cooperate with you, and accordingly on the time zone of your competitions, not the competitions, but it's a kind of competitions at the market. So when we come back to the industrial design part, furniture companies, lighting companies, go to IKEA, whatever you see are a very good of OEM business, because the ODM is belong to IKEA, but all the manufacturers behind, all of them. A lot of furniture manufacturers from Poland, from Slovakia, from Romania, you see, they manufacture for IKEA. So what is the main reason why I'm sharing all these triangles to you? We are in the business as an industrial designer or designers. When someone brings you a problem to solve, having your assistance and help to make it real, if you don't ask anything about the business, financial, manufacturing, some magic numbers related to the project, please be sure that somebody is going to make a decision considering all those criteria and questionings instead of you, because you don't ask it. You should ask it. You are the graduate students for the moment. You are designing something. Ask them whom you are going to sell all of this. What is the placement of your end users? It's luxury, medium, low end, whatever they are, it's all accepted. How is your communication strategy? How you are going to place all those solutions to the market? You make great, but they make very wrong marketing, not the manufacturing. Manufacturers find, let's say, or the target audiences, target community. Who are they? So another topic is the culture, the acceptance of them. If you are designing a ceramic and tile, it's totally related to the culture. If you are designing even a refrigerator, you cannot sell whatever you are manufacturing for European market in India, in China, even in Turkey. So, okay, I'll be trying to quick. Then, when we double check the organization charts of the companies, when somebody is saying that, hey, we do have a very good guys there, and they are very good designers and helping to us, it doesn't work. It's a total and holistic approach. As a designers, wherever you are going Lund, or you should defense industry, even in Sweden, even in Turkey, at the large scale industries, because it's your responsibility. Whether you can do it better, whether you can, accelerate them to make it better, whether you can question any other potential solutions, you should make it. It makes you unique at the organizations, don't forget it. You are not the operational guys. If you don't educate yourself after the graduation of the university, if you don't learn more, it doesn't work. The universities are helping you to be having positions at the industries and communities locally and globally. But what I have learned from this university, to bring some challenge against the problems, to make a fight with them, to develop some strategies, never escaping. If you keep all these assets with you, you can do it. If you don't believe yourself, you cannot do it, sorry. Because there are always solutions. So this is the circular economy and consumption life journey of the indicator of what I have shared you a couple of minutes ago. Am I going to repeat it or not? But from the raw material, to the product design, to the production and remanufacturing, and it goes on the consumption skills, and what else? This is another magic word is the waste management. It's a strong part of one of the very strong part of all those circulations. What will happen? What we will be doing? The waste management. So the responsibility of the designers starts with the idea, not ends with the consumption. So it starts another loop on its own circle. Yeah, I like this one. Do you know all of this when you see the logos? Do you know this?
No.
Ama bunları biliyorsunuz.
Biliyoruz.
Bunları niçin bilmiyorsunuz?
Şunlar bir şey.
That's the one. I have been sharing this in last 1 year, 45 different countries during my presentations. It's always same. Most of the audiences knows nothing or very less of them, but it says something to us. We are defending nature. We are defending some problems against the industries, but we are not positioning ourselves, or we are not seeing ourselves somehow, I don't know the reason, in the nature. So we should be much more understanding more about the nature, let's say. I mean, it's not only to know all those smart logos, the meaning of them, but it says something to us. So industrializations, it makes industrialization makes all of us a little bit to live in the metropolitan cities, and they don't let us to learn more about the nature, but still could be managed in Western Europe. That's one of the problems, especially in Istanbul, what we are suffering for. But we should pay some much more attention and spend some much more time to engage again with nature. Yes.
So they should find us. Bizim ihtiyacımız var mı?
Benim öyle oluyor da burada nasıl oluyor bilmiyorum.
Okay. It's a low res, but you can find us. Do you know anyone? Do you know anyone in this picture?
Evet, benim bugün mavili. Sizin
Onun
yaşlar-
yanındaki de benim.
Evet.
Banu Hoca, Oğuz Sadıç, evet Oğuz Sadıç.
Yok, uzaklaştık ya.
Okay, do you know this person here?
Ayrılmayın, beraber ben de size.
Do you know this one? Ali Hoca, yes. And do you know this person here? Yes, Hakan Hoca, why are you whistling? Yes.
Ya biz bunu bir yaptırsak birilerine şöyle dijital orijinali gibi yaptırsak.
And this is my husband, Mustafa Hastoğan. I don't know if you know him or not. Yeah. Yeah. So it's in 1987, one of the first meetings of ETMK. No. Ersan Ener. Kurgu. Kurgu mobilya. Ersan Ener. Mehmet Hoca was not in this meeting, but he participated, yes, some of the meetings.
This is probably 1987. 87. The logotype of the association was on the left, so it's redesigned again on the right. And from the 1988 to here, the Ankara branch has been set up in 1988, Istanbul 1998, and Ankara, this center is 1988, Istanbul branch 1998, Ankara 2010, and İzmir 2012. This is the opening of our Ankara office after years. It's not very central in Ankara, probably nobody of you have visited, but Türk konu. Tam benim kötü. Nereye bağlı? Burada oraları. Yaşam.
Ama Çankırı'ya bağlı.
Evet, Ankara.
Ben on the they didn't follow since they agreed to come, but I haven't seen it.
One of the at the ground floor of one of the big buildings, finance buildings. İletim sitesi.
The importance of the NGOs or design societies is very important. I haven't seen any country without having any strong local design associations being so strong in the local and global manufacturing industries. So you should support it. You should be in, you should be around it. You are going to graduate soon, even to our association and also even to Mimarlar Odası. Please apply both of them. Future is you. Look, this the main theme of the celebration of the World Industrial Design Day. What was it? Future we want. So future you want. Future is you. Otherwise, we plan for you. Take your future. Maybe I may come back again to explain more only at ETMK again, but probably you know more about Design Turkey, designturkey.org.tr. You can double check from there. There are nearly 13 different business areas under this theme. It's in Turkish, maybe for the ones who are, but probably they can follow. Yeah. So you can double check. It's really, this is what the initiative of ETMK has done. Also very brilliant. ETMK has brought all this initiative to the decision makers at the Exports Association and also the Minister of Trade or Minister of Economy at that time. So design is related to all those business areas. What was it? Let's evaluate very well designed products, very well made in products in Turkey or globally abroad. If the initiative is belong to the Turkish investment, at least one of all those three critical issues, brand, designers, and manufacturer. Any one of all those three should be in Turkey or related to Turkish citizenship. We brought this identity, it worked. So if you are, as designers, young designers, are going to marketing yourself to the industries, to potentially your new bosses. I learned a lot of students are going to have master degrees. Your new universities in Turkey or abroad somewhere. If you don't defense your professional area in a good, understandable, very conceptual, related to tomorrow's, related to ecology, whatever that we have discussed a lot of things here, then you can perceive it as a very operational representative of all those professional area. Bring them all those things to the table, but to learn more. Please update you more. Whatever you learned here, maybe they can help you for coming 3 to 4 years, 5 years. Whatever you learn from here as a methodology, it helps you all your life. This is you. And bu erken bitti yahu, daha var bir şey. Tabii orada kaldı. Buradan bir ETMK sayfasına gelir miyiz? Sıkılmayın, gitmeyin, fotoğraf çektireceğiz.
Tabii. Fotoğraf çektirelim daha da.
Sonra 20 yıl sonra ben göstereceğim.
on İletim Caddesi, but is in Tepe sitesi, which is my site. Next building. My mom told me 4 or 5 years ago there is something with design going on, but I didn't check.
O zaman
Really?
istihdamlıca söyleyeyim bari.
Şimdi şu acaba bende daha mı net diye bir bakayım dedim. Bu fotoğraf bu bende daha net var. Çünkü susmadım. Nasıl?
Veya ben şey yaptım, hiç girmeyeyim, anlatayım istiyorsan. Yani eğer bağlanmıyorsun.
Yo gireceğim de bu fotoğrafı daha net diye göstermek istedim.
Evet, sen bunu bana verdin. Çok daha güzelmiş.
Evet. Evet. Tamam, şimdi ETMK'ya giriyoruz.
Those were days very, very, very, very early than Yahoo's and Google's guys. This was like the metaphorical, very similar, all those initiatives, you know, a couple of people, maybe less than 15 or 10, they are setting up a initiative very regional.
Tamam.
Size basit bir soru.
Pardon.
I have a very smart questions, but please be honest. Who haven't Googled this web page before? Haven't.
Majority.
Okay. Now please make it up. This is our web page.
İki parmakla.
İki parmakla.
Şöyle.
Okay. Please go into details. I'm not going to repeat all the page to you,
So
but
you see,
I just
Alper Hoca here. Alper Hoca burada mı? Gitti mi?
ben
Gitti.
sanki o gitmiş. Burada we have made our local GAs in İstanbul, Ankara, İzmir. So those are the new boards.
Levent Hoca da Ankara şubede.
Ankara branch, Istanbul branch, İzmir branch. And you will get a lot of information from the website on the design related issues. Please follow up. And also social media, please. In the history of ETMK, how old are we? 34? 35, 6 and 6, 35. We're going to 35, 35 years. 35. A lot of promotion activities, a lot of networking activities, locally and globally, and designing of and evaluation of a certain system of based in Turkey, designed here. It's very important, very great. Please double check. Google, go to YouTube, you will see a lot of things. It's very important. It's like Red Hat of Germany, IF of Germany, the design of Japan, and design of Turkey. And another very fresh news, starting from this year, İlay Hoca is the head of all this commission, and ETMK is start to endorse me. Accreditations, yes. Accreditation of the schools of design schools in Turkey. This is very important. It means that the professionals of all these areas, they learn, they develop their skills, locally and globally. So they do marketing their own professional area, and now they are ready to accredit their existing or potential new education system. It's student. So it's going to be organized, not to go into, so it's started by the academicians. We only share our outside ecosystem to make the life easier. Maybe you can tell a little bit more about it.
Yeah, I told already.
Okay. So this is another leverage for our design. Another one is the middle management, I just forgot to say. start with the negotiation with the European Union in the trade was regarding on the custom union, custom union, and Turkish patent institute has been established at that time, I don't know, 1996, so
In the
This-
preparation of the law,
Yeah.
the decree law.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So wherever you are going to marry in Swiss or in Turkey, or I don't know, there are others who Germany, the other communities, please engage your local design association. It's a rule, it's one of the rules. And a lot of activities.
Design Turkey.
Mhm.
um,
The winners,
Yeah,
you can see the previous year's winners, finalists, and all our sectorial pages. High-quality consumer goods, mobilities, all products out there, it's open.
so you can, from the gallery, you can see all of
Yeah,
that.
designers. You can cover it, you can see all the names behind.
Right.
So, this I could share. I have shared some part of my journey, not long journey, but it's a learning journey. We are always learning. We have a learning design. We also, so I'm ready to learn something from you, but it's some lessons from you to go in details. Yeah. I have to go to the session.
Okay.
Any questions?
Why it's a must to join association?
Why it's not?
I don't know, every time I heard about these associations, I'm feeling like if I join one of them, I'm gonna make a deal with my blood. Feeling it's
Any controversial thought? Why?
I'm thinking about, I don't want to focus on industrial design completely. I love the management part of visual and creative design. And I don't find a place in the, I don't feel like I don't feel like an industrial designer. I feel like more disciplinary designer, then I feel more close to the gallery, for example, but I don't have a place in there. So, and I feel a lot of designer.
It's a good discussion now. Okay, I will reply, both of you. Any other? Or I.
It's important to attend these issues and during your last conference. I really think
Actually, I'm ignorant about the situation because I haven't looked up on it yet.
No, we don't have to deny it. We also need that guy is. So, it depends. He's going to visit us when he start to make a business with the small scale companies. They are going to have some support from the government, and it is asked to him whether he is a member of ETMK or not. Because ETMK is a leverage. If you can be a member of the association, it means that you are already on accepted
And because we can only see some of the part. We need a back to the real ideas. So it says something here. Another one, if you are applying to a university, from a training or any business or potential to globally, it's always asked, are you a member of something or design initiatives or social? That's you ask to ETMK to get this letter of credit and ask you something like that. I mean, it's 100%, it's not a must, but it gives some even to your life in the professional industries. And if you are there, if you are an engineer, you should also do it. And if you are a psychologist, you should also do it. It is do you know how many I'm a member of how many NGOs? Just only I must see that. Please guess. How many NGOs are in number? 1, 2, 3. 7. I need to copy. Industrial design, creative industries, healthcare and digitalization, business, to the potential of all the disease. And what else? I have another one. I want to get it good. So
Only
on this
the graduates, faculty of architecture graduates association, which is scholarship.
yeah, so because there's one of the magic words, it's diversity. Diversity, collective, and feeling yourself, you are linked to somewhere, and diversity comes up to be a member of the different NGOs and initiatives. For example, I'm also VP of the medical healthcare and digital solutions on business something. It's yaşamda ve sağlıkta teknoloji vesaire ilgilenme. You learn a lot from it. But to be able to be engaged all those different disciplines, you should already be engaged in your main core area. You should always, because you are very important for the cross disciplines, you are representing your own main area. They know nothing about it.
And also, I mean, if you come across with a problem, it's really difficult to fight with this on your own. But if you actually say that this is a common problem, you can say that, then on behalf of the NGO, you can fight with it all together. It's not for yourself, it's for yourself, but for everyone. You are fighting against it. So you receive from in that commission, in that committee, in Chamber of Architects, Industrial Designers Committee, we receive a lot of complaints from students who receive awards, for example, from a competition, but they are not given their award or similar kind of problems. So we write a letter on behalf of the Chamber of Architects. The General Secretary of Chamber of Architects signs it and sends it to the organizer of the competition. And it's a very serious thing, receiving such a complaint, such a warning for the Chamber of Architects. It's a very serious thing. And then, they say that, okay, yeah, we deal with it, sorry, etc. So it's actually, on your own, it's very difficult to fight with it. But if you become a member, then you can have a word for what to find. Or you can have a word for determining the strategies altogether.
Dilay, and also in addition to all of that, it is said that in the next 10 to 15 years, 1/3 of the existing professional areas are going to be, I don't know, died, or there's nothing finished. So, and it also said that there are not going to be a new professional areas with that number. Couple. You know, ChatGPT knows so many everything. And AI. So if you are not in the communities which fits you, try to position yourself in the right communities. I'm not saying it be there, whatever. I mean, it fits you. You learn at earlier stage, and then you become the leader in your main area. And you're not going to compete to each other only in the design world. I'll give you some numbers. There are more than 100,000 Bachelor of ID graduates only in China every year. Only China, more than 400,000 Bachelor of ID graduates. And if they don't pass the English exam, they don't have the diploma. So they have to pass. So it means English spoken graduates we have every year, more than 400,000 from China, regarding on industrial design, product design, design history, design communication, and what else there are, design communication, and okay, on all these topics. From South Korea and Taiwan, totally, for the both countries, it's more than 100,000. So, what are they doing? They are investing on design, using design as a leverage to compete against all the global industries, manufacturers. It's a competition. It's one of the key roles of all those competitions. And I'm not saying that more or less here with the digital platform, more or less there are 60 people. Some of them will be responsible for the management of design at the small or larger companies or at the initiatives. Some of you are going to prefer to be at the design part, not the managerial part. It's also okay, accepted. It's also related to personality. Some of them will be maybe adding some master degrees on business or master degrees on marketing or many others, I don't know, on the way to marketing, on the way to communication, or maybe academic life. So it's a variety. We should also help to each other to learn more and to share our knowledge to be able to, let's say, fight in the community. Every profession area is defending their own rights, I tell you. So all the things that we are speaking and I'm sharing for the moment is very for the very this moment. The transaction, the change, the role of the design as a change is very powerful. Whatever you learn more, whatever you feel more, whatever you share more, whatever you develop for your own very personal networks, locally and globally, they make you unique. And last but not least, and the design is not a very egocentric profession area. This is one of the very wrong issue for the people who understand, not in that way. Design is to solve the problem. What I have presented at the WDO's page, especially, not one person, it's not a person, it's not me, it is we. If you are trying to be very egocentric things in the community, you should be much more engaged to art. It's a very personal. It's an installation. It's an art. You don't expect anybody to understand you. Whenever you are understood by them, it's okay. But as a designer, you use resources, materials. You are also manipulating some people in our system. If you are in a very small scale companies, let's say still at a furniture company, it's okay. They are also trying to manipulate, or the large scale companies. And in Turkey is foreseeing near future. It seems that because of the in the last 1.5 years, the structures of the economic-wise structure, it says something to us. Turkey is positioning, at least for the moment, for today, itself to manufacture the global needs of the global countries under the very title of OEM. So we will see a lot of manufacturers globally. If they learn it, they will be on the way. They are not learning to manufacture millions and millions. Millions and millions. Million means it's a real millions, then 2, 3, 5 millions. Then they will come back again to make their own unique product portfolios to learn more about design, because design will be another leverage for their competition. So you have a very strong assets in the country. Imagine a designer in Finland, Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. They don't have any manufacturing capability. They need to manufacture industry. When you ask them, you are so lucky. When you compare it. When I ask them, maybe you can see another, leverage to learn more about, for your professional area to be being that so smart, yes, but you are the industry designer, then you are much more likely because you have a very strong industry. And all the industries are ready to learn more about design. The industry of the Turkey, 99.7% of the main industry of Turkey is based on small scale companies. 99.7. 0.3% of industries are the large scale companies. Vestel, Arçelik, Eczane, Başarılı. And of all those 97% of companies are doing Turkey's 6% of the GDPs. Only 0.3% of, I'm underlining, 0.3% of the main industries are doing 44% of the national revenues. It's nearly 50-50. 99.7 is equal to 0.3% of the main industry. That's the company. So there is a long way to go. So at the end, don't go, we're going to have a picture, I'll go there. At the end, we should know more about the business. We should know more about the competition. We should know more about the strategy, more about the marketing, more about the brand, more about the collective culture, more about the circular economy, more about the life journey of the products, more about the life, more about the people, more about the ecology. It's the life itself. And don't exaggerate it, but just to live it. It's becoming a very, it's a kind of personality of a designer. And I encourage you to visit Dutch Design Week in your new careers in Eindhoven. It's a very, very, very good platform for the coming years. And another one that I'm going to repeat for you is, I'm not going to say the Milano typically, but you're going to see how the technology, software, new materials, and usage of all those circular economy, circular designs are very important for our new professional area. Thank you.
Fotoğraf çekiyoruz. Zoom'dakiler de kameralarını açarlarsa onları da şöyle gösterebiliriz. Seninki daha büyük aslında, seninkinden göstereceğim.
En önemli olan. Fotoğrafı çekiyorlar. Sonra işlemi yapıyorlar.
Kim çekiyor ama?
Tamam. Ben çıkarım.
Tamam.
O zaman ben ayarlayayım buradan.
Onda geniş açı var. Evet. Nereye gidiyor? Böyle mi? Böyle mi? Böyle mi?
Değil mi?
En uç şeydeki sıradaki arkadaşları gerçi alıyor muyum? Elif bir tek sen görmüyorsun. Bir de herkesin ayağa kalkmasını isteyeceğim. Ön sıra hariç. Ön sıra hariç.
Değişik olmasın.
Aynen bence de. Çünkü şeyler şundan çok çıkıyor. Dediğimdekilerle.
Sen çıkıyorsun ama. Ben çıkıyorum.
Buradan çok sağlam.
Çok teşekkürler.
Teşekkür ediyoruz gençler. Zaten senin Instagram oradan sorabilirsin. Paylaşırım bunu.
Ne kadar vaktim var ya?
Var ben buradayım. Şikayet. Yapmanın zamanında